Continue to follow the breaking news in Brooklyn Park and Champlin, where 4 people were shot overnight, 2 of them lawmakers. One of those lawmakers and her husband were killed. The manhunt continues tonight for the shooter.
And at the center of today's shocking events is sadness. People from around the country mourning these lawmakers and their families after today's brazen shootings. Now, the Minnesotans targeted were lawmakers, but they were also parents, they were neighbors, they were friends. We've heard of many people talking about them today. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield is here to talk about this, the core really of this story, and that is the 2 people that you see right there on the screen.
Yeah, that's so true. That is the core here. We are committed to keep telling their stories. You know, by now, people around the country know about Representative Melissa Hortman's death. We are going to take a few minutes here to talk about her life.
Please welcome your next Speaker of the House, Melissa Hortman.
This is how Melissa Hortman spent her days, standing for the issues she believed in.
Gun violence prevention. Universal health care. Fully funding our schools.
She spent her nights in Brooklyn Park with these 3, her beloved children and her husband, Mark. Before becoming a mother, she was a student, first at Blaine High School, then Boston University, where she worked for then Senator Al Gore, starting her own path to politics in 2004 at the Minnesota State House. She spoke from that very house just days ago, a proud Democrat who respected Republicans.
And I think in the end, fighting for that equal shared power made this a better session.
A session that got emotional over health care for undocumented immigrants.
What I worry about is the people who will lose their health insurance. I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision. And we tried any other way we could to come to a budget agreement with Republicans, and they wouldn't have it. So, you know, I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
And now, the ones emotional are the ones who knew her. WCCO reporter Caroline Cummings was behind the microphone just days ago.
This really hits home that these are people just like you and me, and that's where you can leave your politics at the door and mourn and pray for the families and the loved ones that they have lost, because I know the Hortman family has 2 children who are mourning their parents.
Just hours before those beloved parents were taken, they posed in each other's arms at a DFL fundraiser.
Everybody who goes to the state legislature does so because in their mind, according to their point of view, they are trying to do the right thing for the people of the state. And their friends and neighbors who sacrifice a lot, their families sacrifice a lot for them to serve. And certainly Mark Hortman sacrificed, and the Hortman family has sacrificed more than anybody should.
A sacrifice in the name of public service to all.
We really are one Minnesota, and Paul Wellstone was right. We all do better when we all do better. We got a lot of work to do. We're ready to go.
Now, Representative Hortman was a frequent visitor to this very studio that I'm sitting in right now. She had offered to come into our show tomorrow morning to talk about the end of session, but she always made it clear her priority as of late, as she told our Esme Murphy, was getting focused on her son's wedding. Now, the other victims that we want to talk about here, Senator John Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, who were also shot. They're being treated now at HCMC. They are also proud parents. You can see the couple right there, and they have a daughter, Hope. Hope has a physical disability, and John fights tirelessly for disability rights. So for people like his daughter who use wheelchairs, he makes sure that they have access to public buildings and that they have basic rights. It was just weeks ago that I got to meet Hope at Disability Rights Day at the Capitol. She, like her father, is so passionate about giving the disability community a voice. Now at 10 o'clock, I'm going to talk more about his service to the community, and we're going to give you our word to our viewers that we're going to continue to talk not only about the crimes here, but to also honor those public servants who lost their lives in the name of duty.
Yeah,
right.
Those are important stories that need to be shared.
And as of right now, Senator Hoffman and his wife, leaders tell us they are cautiously optimistic that they will be okay. Yes. So, Susan Elizabeth, thank you.